Today is January 13th, and history did not wake up calm, much like my 12-year-old. If you think random dates in history can stay quiet, this one proves very much the opposite. Let's walk through a few moments that all landed on this day and somehow still feel connected by chaos, consequence, and uncomfortable lessons. We start on January 13th, 1898. A French newspaper printed an open letter with a headline that exploded across Europe, J'accuse, written by Émile Zola. It accused the French government and military of framing an innocent Jewish officer, Alfred Dreyfus, for treason. Zola named names. He called out judges, generals, and the state itself. This was not coded language either. This was public confrontation in ink. Zola was charged with libel and fled France. The case cracked the country in half and forced a public reckoning with anti-Semitism, power, and truth. One newspaper article shifted an entire nation's conscience. Fast forward to January 13th, 1942. Henry Ford receives a patent for a car made partly of plastic. This was a huge deal. During World War II, steel was rationed, so Ford's team experimented with soybeans and plant fibers to build lighter vehicle bodies. One prototype weighed hundreds of pounds less than a standard car, so the world briefly flirted with farm-grown automobiles. It didn't stick, though, and the idea never really fully died either. Now, January 13th, 1964, Kitty Genovese was murdered outside her apartment in Queens, New York. Early reports claimed dozens of witnesses heard her screams and did nothing. That story spread worldwide and gave birth to the term the bystander effect. Years later, the investigations revealed the original reporting was deeply flawed. Fewer people witnessed the attack than they said. Some of them did try to help, while others called the police, but the damage was already done. One narrative reshaped how psychology, responsibility, and public apathy were discussed for decades. This date reminds us how powerful incomplete stories can be. Then January 13th, 1982, Air Florida Flight 90 crashed into the Potomac River shortly after takeoff during a brutal snowstorm. 78 people died. 6 people survived the initial crash. One man, Arland Williams Jr., repeatedly passed the rescue line to others until he slipped beneath the water. He never made it out. The crash led to major changes in pilot training, de-icing procedures, and aviation safety. A moment of failure and a moment of selflessness shared the same freezing river. And finally, January 13th, 2021, the United States House of Representatives impeached a sitting president for the second time. The first time in American history that has ever happened. The vote came 1 week after the Capitol riot. Whether people view that day as accountability or political fracture, it became a permanent marker in the timeline. January 13th keeps showing us the same pattern. Words matter, systems fail, individuals choose how they respond. The ripples, well, they last longer than anyone expects. If you want more content like this, you know where to find me.